and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do a paint with me. So we're just gonna paint in my sketchbook. I've already laid out the drawing for these flowers in my sketchbook already, so you're not gonna see that. We're just gonna jump straight into the painting. I've been doing a bunch of these flower drawings. I think they're really fun. I did a poster competition where I ended up drawing a lot of flowers, and I realized, oh, drawing flowers is actually kind of fun. I feel like they were very intimidating because they're such organic shapes, but if you don't get like the essence right, they're not going to read as flowers at all. So here we're jumping in with watercolor, gouache, color pencil, and marker, and I already lined everything with the colored pencils that I wanted, so we're not really going to see all of that, but we're going to just see the painting part. Here on my desk, we're going to see my gouache palette, which is the Hemi gouache palette, and we'll see some color reels and color scales, and I'll reference those sometimes if I'm not sure how I want to mix the colors or how to get the colors that I want. But this is pretty limited color palette, a lot of warm colors and a lot of browns to match the persimmons that I'm painting in. This particular piece was very inspired by bonsais. I think a lot of these arrangements of the flowers I've been drawing have been inspired by the Japanese without necessarily having this huge full grouping of things, which I thought have been really interesting. Way to create some unique shapes. So I can continue to build up in thin layers, so I go back and forth between watercolor, gouache, some marker here and there. Some of these markers are water-based, so when I do go over with the watercolor, it kind of reactivates the markers and kind of smudges them a little bit. I kind of like that effect. It kind of gives it a more organic feel and really kind of brings out the traditional aspect of this piece, since I do work digitally a lot, so getting the nice feel of the paper has been really nice. Next, I do go in with some colored pencils here and there on top to refine the shape of the piece, so going in and defining some of the reflections or the shape of the leaves. I have been really creating this twisty effect on the branches of my pieces when I have been doing trees. Realistically, tree bark might not look like that, but I just love the movement it gives. It's been very just fun to draw. I am using, when I do create pieces, I try to use the opposite I guess color value for the shadow. So if the piece is overall, if the highlights are warm, I like to use cool shadows. Or if the piece is overall blue, I like to use warm shadows. So because this piece is very warm with the orange persimmons and the pretty warm with leaves and the brown in the branch, I utilize cooler shadows. I feel like it helps really define the shape better and not get lost as just part of the branches, but actually casting a shadow. But with these pieces, I have been, like to mention that you'll probably see the video cut from me in my studio to me in my room, and I ended up moving because my studio is in the garage and it's winter here right now, and it's way too cold for me to work in a garage. I would not have gotten it done if I was just working in my studio. I have to move into my room. This is much warmer in here. So next, I just kind of built up more and more and more, and it did take me a little bit to come back to this piece because I couldn't figure out what else I needed it to be finished. Because I work digitally so much, I feel like I can do a lot of things in one sitting, but with traditional artwork, I have to wait for things to dry. I have to wait for things to kind of settle so I can really see what everything looks like in front of me. But for all of my digital artwork, I'll usually finish it to no, that's the other way around. For all my traditional artwork, I usually finished it off digitally. So I try to make it as close as finished as possible, but I will go back and clean things up, like make some of the whites lighter, or maybe like clean up some of the smudges or marks that I've gotten on places that I didn't mean for them to get. Maybe bring out some of the saturation points and things. So I would say when I do get the time, I'll go back and touch some things up digitally. I just don't have access to a really nice scanner or like a high DPI photo camera. Trying to make art that is as finished looking as possible. I feel like I do utilize my sketchbooks a lot, but I feel like they aren't finished drawings, and I think it's good to actually finish drawing so I know what my artwork's going to look like. I need to be able to visualize what something is going to look like when I'm done with it, and the best way to do that is just to finish them and to paint more. So I've been trying to paint more and make myself draw things. I'll go slide through it and see all the cool effects. I'm going to have to come back to it when I get some more time. I think I would have finished it off a little digitally too, but sticking with me and watching my video all the way through. I hope you like how this painting turned out. I'm pretty happy with it. Hopefully you can come along and paint with me some more next time.